Hi, this is BJ from Digital Mind. I'm just shooting a very short video on how to pick a great SEO company on a freelance site. The first point I'd like to cover with you is basically write a very clear brief. And in that brief, clearly define the budget, write a brief introduction on the project, what type of site the SEO project is for, ask for methodology. Now by that I mean how they do their SEO work. Ask for monthly reports, which basically is paperwork telling you how the page is, the website is ranked for various keywords, and also ask for case studies, which could be URLs to websites that the SEO professional or the agency has worked on. The next point I'd like to cover with you is shortlist. When you start getting applicants for your SEO job, you can expect to get about 50 to 150 applicants. Most of these will come from India, and you can expect most of them to be rubbish. And by that I mean they don't address what it is that you're asking. The language is lacking. You can expect to receive a lot of cover letters that are generic. Therefore, I suggest that you shortlist the native English speakers first. Then shortlist those that replied to your ad and consider their answers to the brief you put out. Then pick about 5 to 10 candidates. Now, that of course depends on the type of applicants that you had. Be patient when you go through the process of asking applicants questions that you have in mind, because some of them might try to put you over to, for instance, Skype and continue the conversation so that you'll take a quicker decision on going with them. You're not in that situation. You want to pick the best for your budget. A way that you can use to evaluate SEO professionals is to ask them to make an evaluation of your site to get an idea about how your site is ranked. It can be a very simple way to find out, for instance, how many backlinks you have to your site, and also if your site is well ranked for keywords that might be relevant for the content on your site. And also consider how fast applicants reply, because that is again an indication for what you can expect to be dealing with. So for most type of assignments, it should be reasonable to expect to get replies within 24 hours. And also consider the quality of the replies. If you get replies that are only answering specifically what it is that you're after, then you're not dealing with an applicant that is able to go behind and give you more in-depth answers. The ideal applicants are someone who's able to understand your question and identify not only the answer but also other questions that might be relevant and that should be addressed when they're being asked your first question. Then comes the time to select an applicant. Now, if you're in doubt about who to go with, then pick the best communicator, both the ones that are able to reply the fastest and with the best explanations. And this is also something that you've got to keep in mind in terms of what type of communicator works best with you. You can be dealing with freelancers that are really good but might not work with your personality. Also, be very skeptical to Indian applicants. It's been my experience that most Indian SEO professionals are, I won't say that I'm not professional, but I've had good experiences with it. It's almost gotten to the point when I have to detail manage, and that's not something that I think an account manager should be doing. You should try to hire SEO professionals that know their craft, and you basically need just enough to be able to identify them. So what I then suggest is that if you're dealing with an Indian company, then try to look for one that has English account managers, native English account managers, because that means that you have a layer to take away having to deal with whatever cultural issues there might be. Agencies give backups. So if you're considering going for an SEO company versus an individual SEO professional, that's the basic benefit with going with agencies. However, individuals might get more work done. So you have to pretty much ask yourself if reliability is the most important to you, for which agencies would be the best option, or if you would like to get a lot of links and bookmarking done, for instance, for which individuals might be a better option. 5. Follow up professionally. Now, by that I mean make sure that you pay on time, ask questions to monthly reports. If there is something that is unclear to you or you would like to have more clarification on some of the points that has been mentioned in the reports, let's say for instance that there's a ranking you would like to know more about, then the account manager should be able to answer those questions. Also, be willing to fire quick if you do not get to the answers to the questions that you're after. Now that is a point with a few modifications, because the results of your SEO efforts might wait 3 to 4 times, even up to 6 months before you can actually see an increase in your ranking. However, you should be able to get answers to your questions. So if you struggle with getting answers to what you want, if you have problems believing in the company and the account manager that you're working with, then there might be an idea to fire the SEO company or the SEO professional in less time than that, maybe less than a month. However, the final point I'd like to mention is quite simply be supportive. You have decided to hire someone or an agency to help you, and SEO is something that can be very difficult. It can be very hard to predict what Google in particular decides to do. So if you go into SEO optimizing your sites, believing that you're going to get a perfect answer and it's going to be easy, then and predictable, then you're in for a rude awakening. Okay, that's about it. If you'd like to see more videos like this, go to digitalmind.com.